I'm Mel Kuiper Jr., and here's a sneak preview of the 2013 West Coast Swing Draft. The 2013 West Coast Swing Draft is shaping up to be one of the longest and weakest in history. With an average handicap of over 21.5, the fact this is even called a golf trip is a joke. These guys all suck. Lucky for them, just over half of them aren't tools, so apparently it's a good time. When you talk about the captains this year, in my opinion, they're the two worst captains in the history of the WCS. B. Moore as an incredibly underachieving 15.6 handicap, and Doug at an even more impossible to live up to 11.3. Overall records of 5, 18, and 2 for B. Moore, and Doug at 7, 20, and 3. Could be a lot of holdouts this year because people won't want to be stuck on their teams. This year the draft should be interesting, however. Will Shimo still go number 1, even after his embarrassing fall from grace to world's number 3? Maybe his move back with his mom and away from his boyfriend Ali will help get his head straight. What about Jason Caliento, JC? Look for JC to struggle based on his playboy lifestyle that he's assumed after gaining world's number 1 status. With his sub-200 average yards per drive measurable, I think he's an overrated pick, even if he's picked in the top 5. Big Glabs is probably the highest value pick on the board this year with an absurd 29.2 handicap. Come on, higher than Big Dave and Shorty. Smitty goes to the same sandbagging school with a 29, so these two mopes should go higher than normal. Sticks is my sleeper pick this year, and I expect him to go in the late teens, but he'll perform like a top 10 pick. I cite his sparkling team record of 4-1 as proof the captain should pick him early. Expectations for Chris Egan are that if you stick a piece of coal up his ass now, he'll have a 50-carat diamond by the time he gets to Sandestin. Sports psychologists are trying to help him manage stress better, and word is that switching to Joseph A. Bank suits and staying in Hampton Inn hotels is helping him, but he probably needs more brain surgery from Ashish in order to keep his stress down. He did perform uncharacteristically well under pressure at the Dallas Coast Swing, but I still bet on diamonds.
Thank you, Mel. Chris Berman back here to talk to you, and I wanted to just add one more thing, Mel, if I could. Mort's not here, neither is Shefty, so I just thought I'd throw this in there. One guy I want to make sure that we think about is this guy, because no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. And the K-Gut offense, K-Gut. G-U-T-S, Guts. He's like the whole AFC East wrapped up in one. His name's Guts.
Boom, that's a good point. How could I forget Guts? Last year, his speech before the last night of the West Coast Swing was one of the best in history. Better than Newt Rockney. Better than win one for the Gipper. If you remember what he said if you lose, and remember this, guys, you fuck me. If you lose, you fuck me. So you can't count on his intangibles. His handicap's inflated, even at a 22, but you can't count out the inflatables of a guy that can tell you that if you lose, you fuck him. I expect him to go much higher than he normally would, simply for the comedic factor alone. And once again, don't forget, he's also the dickhead, because we are back in Sandestin.
Well said, Mel. I couldn't have said it better myself. All right, we're going to go get some donuts. Enjoy the West Coast Swing. First Berman.